Hi guys, I'm Melissa and I'm back with another video, and today it's time for my December TBR. I haven't been doing a TBR video, like just a regular monthly TBR video for a long time. It's only been like for specific readathons or something, because I haven't really been good at sticking to those TBRs because of different things. So I decided not to do them and just do TBRs for readathons and stuff for a while. But last month I tried something new and it went really well, and so this time around I'm trying to do the same thing, and so I wanted to share the TBR with you this time around so that you can see and follow along if I stick to my plans. But the way I did my TBRs before was I often tended to put a lot of physical books on my TBR, which doesn't go really well because I don't read as many physical books in a month as I did before. I can maybe get through 3 to 4 physical books a month, whereas I get through about 10 audios. But the way I did my TBR last month was I was very focused on series, and I was very focused on adding a lot of different type of genres. I ended up putting 11 audios on that TBR list, where one of them was only half of the book, and I managed to read all of them. I didn't read the whole half of the one book that I was put on there, but otherwise I read all of the books. I only read one of the physical books on my TBR because I had some books that was carryovers that I read instead, and I am working on some books that I will finish soon, I think. So I'm doing the same thing this time around, but I'm lowering my physical amount of reading because I know it's not going to be as much. And I've had a busy month where I've had a lot of things to do on weekends, and when I don't have a lot of reading time on weekends, I don't get a lot of physical reading in, because in the weekdays I manage probably 20 to 40 pages in an evening, and that doesn't get me very far in any books. But let's get into my December TBR plans, where I have put down 12 different audios, and I think I'm gonna be able to manage it and still be able to add some unexpected things to the reading. But as I said, I am very much focused on series, so I have 2 second in a series, 3 third in the series, 1 fourth in the series, 1 that was 8 in the series, and then I have a couple of things that are not part of any series on my audios. Let's get into the audios first, and the first thing I put on my TBR that I want to read is The Sign of Fall by Arthur Conan Doyle. I got the audio collection from Audible with Stephen Fry narrating the whole all of Sherlock Holmes books, so I figured that would be the good way of continuing that series, and this is a really short audio, so yeah, that would be a pretty easy one to get through, I think. And I'm really looking forward to getting back into the Sherlock Holmes universe, and I heard that Stephen Fry is a really great narrator, so I'm looking forward to listening to his narration as well. The second book that I have on my TBR is The Tropic of Serpents by Maria Brennan. This is the second book in the Lady Trent series, or Memoirs of Lady Trent, and I read the first one last year in July, and I just never got around to the next one, and it's not because I didn't enjoy it, because it was definitely very enjoyable when I read it. I think I gave it a 3.75 or 3.5 or something like that, because there were definitely things that could have been a little better in my opinion, but I still also really enjoyed it because there were definitely also things that I really liked, and I'm very eager to see what will happen in the coming books. The next one I put down is a recent series that I've recently started, and that is Murder on St. Mark's Place by Victoria Thompson. This is the second book in the Gaslight mystery series, and so this is just like a historical cozy mystery sort of book, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. I really enjoyed the first one, and I know these will be quite fast reads as well, so I'm looking forward to reading them. Now we're getting into the third in the series. And the first one is one that will also let me finish up a series, and that is Only Human by Sylvain Neuvel. This is the third book in the Themis Files series, and so that would be nice to finally be able to cross that off my list. I've not been the biggest fan of the Themis Files, as it seemed to be a really popular series amongst other booktubers, but I understand partly why. It's not been my thing, but I still want to read this one and finish it because I still enjoy them pretty much. And the next one is going to be my paranormal romance pick for this month, and No Rest for the Wicked by Kresley, the third book in the Immortals After Dark series. I started this series in 2015, and I haven't read from it since 2015, so I will be looking forward to getting back into this. I know you can read all of these books in no particular order, basically because it follows new characters more or less with every book, but I still am very much a logic thinking person, and I feel like it's very wrong to read a book 5 before reading book 3, for instance. So yeah, this will be the next one, and I'm interested in seeing how it's gonna go. And the next one I will be reading is The Wrongful Death, Den Forkerte Død, the third book in the Great Devil War series. And I know that this is a physical book, but this will be the third book in the Great Devil War, and I will be listening to the narration because Kenneth Bøgh is actually narrating himself, and he's a pretty decent audio narrator, so I'll be listening to it like that, and I enjoy following along as I listen to this and following along with the book as I read it. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back to this because the second book, I really love that one. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. And also, if you haven't already heard about it, the first and second book are already available in English on Amazon. Yeah, so definitely go and check it out if you're interested. I think the first one is only like $3.74 or something. It's not very expensive. So that was the last third in the series. The next one is going to be, finally, I'm going to be reading A Virgin River Christmas, the fourth book in the Virgin River series. I've forgotten about this book every single December since 2015 or 16 or something, when I read the first three late 2015 and the early 2016, and I was supposed to read the Christmas one in 2016 but never got around to it, and I didn't get around to it in 17 either. So now it's gonna be, because I want to actually continue with this, but I don't want to read a Christmas book in summer, so I'm gonna read this one because it's that time of the year, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be enjoying it. The Virgin Rivers books have been pretty fun so far. It's a small town setting where you follow a new set of characters with every book, but you always get some snippets into the older characters from the other books as well. So they're all suddenly going to be part of this whole book, and I'm going to be enjoying it a lot, I think. The 8th book that I put out is going to be my urban fantasy pick for this month. That's going to be Black Magic Sanction by Kim Harrison, the 8th book in the Hollow series. And I haven't read from this since last year in July. I really enjoyed the first 5-ish books, then it went downhill a little bit, but I've heard that it picks up from book 8 and onwards, so I'm really looking forward to getting back into this because I really have been enjoying it. Also, if you can hear any shaking, any rumbling in the background, it's because right across the street there's construction work going on, and it's been quite annoying the past couple of days. It's been really shaky and really noisy, and I hope it's going to be over soon. Can you hear that? It's annoying. The last and final thing that is also part of a series, and that is the 4th book in a series as well, is A Feast for Crows by George R. R. Martin. This was the one that was supposed to be halfway through by this time of this, but I'm not. I'm only like, I'm a little further than this because I haven't found the spot, but I'm like this far into it. But I have put this on to be one of my focus reads for right now, so I'm pretty sure it will be okay. But I have switched my narrator to the Danish one because the American narrator is terrible. So this was the last series books of my audiobooks picks. The next 3 books are part of my different projects that I have going on. The first one is going to be Cujo by Stephen King. This is the next book in my Stephen King reading project that I'm doing, where I'm reading all of the books in publication order. I've actually tried reading this one a long time ago, like 10 to 15 years ago. I tried reading Stephen King's Cujo, and I think I got a couple of pages into it before I had to hand it in at the library. I was not able to finish it on time. And I never picked it up again. It's not that I didn't like it, I just never picked it up again from the library. But now is the time for me to actually read this one. For my genre TBR project for this month, I have put on 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. I have literally no idea whether I'll like this or not. I have heard some people really enjoyed it, and I've heard some people really hates it. So I'll see. It'll be interesting to see where I fall on this. And the next book that I have on my TBR, which is also going to be an audio listening, is another chunky one. But that is The Fireman by Joe Hill. I will be able to listen to this in audio on my from Storytel, so I'm definitely going to do that and get through this chunky 700 pages book. I've never read anything by Joe Hill before, but I have 2 of these unwrapped on my TBR unwrappings, and so I thought it would be nice to start with this one because it's an audio. I can get through it a little quicker, and I'll be reading Horns probably in January. At least the text is quite large, because it's a bigger book. But I'm looking forward to reading this. I've heard very great things about Joe Hill, but I have no idea what this one specifically is about. Now we're gonna get into my physical / ebook reading, and the first one I have on my list to read is the next book in the Amber Chronicles, The Sign of the Unicorn. I think it's the third book. I'm currently reading the second one. I've started tapping this, sort of where I feel like there's something interesting happening. Yeah, but this is a group read along that I have with some other booktubers, and I've been enjoying reading it with them. And I was supposed to have finished the second book now, but I haven't. I'm about halfway, 40% through the second book, and they're pretty short. I think they're under 200 pages, so I could finish it over the weekend, but we will see. And in December, Rhea from the Book Finish is starting a read-along of his Dark Materials series by Pullman, so we're going to be reading Northern Lights or The Golden Compass in December, and so I got myself a copy of that. I decided to get the trilogy because it was pretty cheap, and it is some nice editions, and it has small illustrations throughout, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, reading it. I read this one in Danish, a Danish translated edition, back in 2014, I think, and I remember liking it, but not loving it at the time. So we'll see if I've changed my opinion, because my reading has definitely changed since then, so we'll see. I also have an Overdrive library book down at the moment, and that is The Undead Girl Gang by Lily Andersen. Is that her name? So I'm going to be getting to that fairly soon because it will expire at some point, and I really wanted to read that. And I also have put a hold on Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand, so if that comes in, I'll be reading that, but it depends a lot whether that comes in this month, because there are a couple of holds on it, and I don't remember when I put my reservation in for that one. So those are the physical books that I have on my TBR for the month, and then I have something if I have time, but you know, I'm probably not going to get to any of these, so I'm not going to share those, but yeah. This was the physical book stack of this TBR, and they're definitely all really chunky, and yeah, so this is a little different than I usually did it, and hopefully I will end up enjoying the majority of the books, and maybe I'll be back on doing TBR videos, because they're fun to film, and they're usually pretty popular amongst my viewers, so yeah. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what plans you have for December, and if you're reading any of the books that I am planning on reading, and have you read them before, also let me know about that, and let me know where I should start. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye!